Denver is no stranger to gang violence. We've seen more gang-related murders this year than all of last year. No wonder there's concern we may be in for a dangerous summer when the violence traditionally escalates. The latest gang shootings happened last night. 9 News reporter Steve Sager talked with community leaders about what may be the underlying cause. Steve?
And Adele, for months now, we've been talking about two major issues in our community: the housing and population boom and a wave of gang violence. Tonight, a noted anti-gang activist says those two issues are overlapping, and it may be one of the reasons we've seen some of the violence we've seen. Numbers can tell a lot about a situation.
We've had 17 murders this year. 12 of them have been gang-related. That number 12 is relatively high.
But they don't explain why. Why is gang violence on the rise in Denver this year? The number of gang-related murders has increased more than 5-fold from this time last year. Police say much of it is retaliation, old conflicts festering again.
You healthy?
Yes.
Good.
Anti-gang activist Reverend Leon Kelly blames something else: a changing city.
From what I'm seeing with the regentrification, with the other white folks moving into the hood, it is causing a collapse of space. And, when you got folks sitting up on top of each other, gangsters sitting up on top of you, it's causing tension.
He says the same reason you see rent and housing prices going up may have something to do with the tension.
Now we got, again, a lot of whites coming in, buying up some of these properties that were abandoned, that was foreclosed on and all of that. Folks are moving out or being displaced.
Kelly says Northeast Denver has experienced a bit of culture shock.
The white folks are not going with what has been allowed to happen over the number of years. There's some of these gangsters hanging out in the park, smoking, tripping, doing what they do. But now we got folks coming on the hood, with their strollers and their dogs and all that, saying, we're trying to sit in the park. We ain't going for it.
Which he says leaves the gang members he talks to with little choice.
And where are we going to go? What are we going to do? We got to battle and fight for the little livelihood or little life that we have.
Now, Kelly also says today's gangs are more aggressive than the gangs we saw 30 years ago. The police chief says his department is beefing up patrols in Northeast Denver to try to quell this. They're also working on prevention through programs that would get gang members off the streets. Adele.
So, Steve, can anyone point back at any particular incidents that may have been a mitigating factor in all this?
The police chief says maybe the rash of violence, some of it at least, may have been caused by a rap concert back in November. And then since then, it's been retaliation after retaliation after retaliation. But anybody else will say this is something that's been going on for decades. And it's just retaliation after retaliation.